Let's get real candid today. Now that we have our coffee, this book, this novel, this story has literally been my biggest kept secret for years, and that stops today. I asked you to ask me questions about my debut novel that should be releasing by January of this coming year, if not sooner, and you guys went in and I'm going to answer them. Mary, when I tell you the nerves are real. Okay, let's get this going. I'm literally sitting in front of my novel right now. I'll go ahead and show you just so you guys can see. I'm like literally writing my novel as we speak. This is my first draft. I'm gonna edit it, send it out to beta readers. I am currently looking at cover artists right now. I am currently making my mood board. I am currently picking out the colors, the color palettes, all those things. I am in it, Mary. I'm so close to finishing this that I can taste it and it's making me so nervous. So right off the bat, one of the first questions I got asked on my Instagram, so if you guys are wondering, Gloria, where are you getting all these little questions from? On my Instagram stories, if you guys are not following me there, go follow me there, but I put up a little question box and I basically told you guys, hey, what's up you little ran through bitches? Please send me questions you guys might or might not have about my novel because I want to talk about it. And the reason why I really want to talk about it is for two reasons. Number one, you guys hold me accountable the more I talk about it, and I love you for it. The second that you're like, so what's that word count? So how are those chapters coming? So what's the ETA? When are we gonna get this book? The fact that you guys even care makes me so happy and so excited. And honestly, I don't even remember what B was. Or two. I was going somewhere with this. So the first one was accountability. Oh, the second one truly is I get more and more comfortable the more I talk about it. And I obviously want to get comfortable talking about this passion because it is a passion of mine. I love writing. I love being an author. This whole process has taught me so many things. But one of the main things it has taught me, and by the way, I'm actually answering the question right now. One of the most asked questions I got was, what has this author process or this writing process taught you? Honest to Daddy God upstairs, it has taught me, baby girl, that I was put on this earth to tell stories, and that I am at my most happiest and I am at my most centered and I am at peace so much when I am writing and creating these little stories on paper. Like, yes, they first come to fruition in my brain, but transferring these to paper and then to document is insane. And I love the process. I love the process. It has truly taught me so much about myself, about my creativity, my writing style, who I am. It's such an eye-opening experience, but such a I belong here one. It's crazy. Another question I got a lot was, can you tell us the name of the main character? And here it goes. Babes, it is so crazy that I'm about to say this out loud, like at you. So the main character's name is Valerie. And the second main character's name, I'm gonna go ahead and just give it to you like nice and good, is Amelia. And yet both main characters, both leads, are women. Somebody wants to know, what is this book about? Can you tell us the plot? I cannot tell you the whole entire plot because I feel like that would just be giving away too much too quick, too fast. But I will tell you, and I have said this before to the point where it's tired, cheesy, it's kind of played out and it's corny boots, but it's not a love story per se. It is, however, a story about love and all the shapes and forms that love can take. Somebody asked, and the reason they know this is because I kind of spoke about this on my brand trip I went on earlier this year. I literally said this out loud in a room full of women, and she literally messaged and was like, is this really about a threesome? Yes. You heard me correctly. It is in fact about what transpires after a threesome. I might have just given the plot away right then and there, babes. Who is your favorite character, or who do you relate to the most? This is such a good question. I will say I am a mixture of the two female characters. Like for sure. The main character, I would say Valerie, is inspired by somebody who's very near and dear to me. I also want to note that writing her parts of the book touched me the most, and I think I had the most like heartfelt, like I had to shut down my laptop and like walk away because I would start crying as I would write her passages because she reminds me of somebody who is very close to me, and I have such an attachment to her, and I literally watched her and wrote about her growing throughout this whole story, and I'm just so proud of her, and I love her. I love Amelia too, don't get me wrong, but like Valerie, like I just connect with her, and she's from Sacramento and I just love the city so much, and it means the world to me. What is the hardest part about writing a novel as a mom? Oh my goodness, just finding time. Honestly, finding time to write has been probably the most difficult because I am in between now 3 people's schedule. And when I first started this writing journey, mind you, I didn't have Maverick, so I literally started writing this as I had 2 kids, but it was right when my second got diagnosed with autism, and we were kind of figuring out therapy, we were figuring out speech therapy, we were figuring out ABA therapy, we were figuring out our schedules, our routines, and what life would look like. While I definitely could have taken like the easy route and been like, let's put this novel in the back burner, I don't have to write it just yet, there was something inside of me that said, Gloria, you're always going to have an excuse to not write and to not start, and here's the killer, all of your excuses are going to be valid, so might as well just start it and see where it goes. And I'm so happy that I pushed myself, and even though writing would go in ebbs and flows of, there were months where I was super consistent, and then there would be weeks where I would not open my laptop in forever. Like I would just go days without opening up that Word document, and it gets very stressful on you, and the imposter syndrome that comes with it, and all these little things that you think about. But I'm just glad that I started and that I am proudly like 100,000 words deep. And I, again, could have given up, but I didn't. And I'm very proud of myself. Maverick being a newborn, it's honestly pretty easy because she's pretty chill. How long have you been working on this book? So I have been working on the book and writing it for about now 2 years and maybe some change. Again, it's been a process. Hoping that my second book, because there will be a second book, not to this story. I don't really plan on making this one a series, but I do plan on writing more books, and I already have another book planned. I'm hoping that the second book does not take as much time. And honestly, I don't think it will, because now that I've written one, I feel like the second one is not going to be easy, but it's definitely not going to have the same trials and tribulations because I'm gonna have worked out all the kinks. You know what I mean? Because right now I still have to go through this whole, probably self-publishing route is the route I'm gonna take. That's another question, if I'm gonna self-publish or traditionally publish. I'm looking at my options, but it's really looking like it's gonna be self-publishing. I'm not gonna lie. I am so excited. I feel like I'm talking and yelling at like a mile a minute. And I'm sweaty. And I cannot wait for you guys to have the physical books in your hands or to have them on your Kindle or what have you. I'm so excited to share this story. Somebody asked if I outlined or if I just wrote. I definitely outlined, and here's the thing, Mary. This novel now is a screenplay of mine. So I have had this book in many forms, I guess, outlined because I had the screenplay that I kept going back to, but then I also had a physical like outline of index cards and a journal that I kept going back to and just looking to make sure that I followed a format. And oh, another question was if I wrote in time or if I wrote like a certain paragraph here and a certain paragraph there. I wrote as the book goes. I feel like that's kind of like my best way of writing. I know there are so many different types of strategies and techniques, and there are authors that can write a chapter that's in the beginning and then tomorrow write the last chapter and then just kind of fill in between. I don't think I can do that. That would stress my brain out. Maybe I will one day, I don't know. If your younger self could see you now, what would she say? This is such a sweet question. I would say that she would tell me, hello? I would say that she would tell me at this very moment, and with so much sass, she would truly 100% be like, bitch, what took you so long? Like literally, what took you so long? Not to write the book. I think she would be like, what took you so long in the sense of to start or to just enter that fearless step of just starting and saying, I'm gonna be a writer. Because younger me did want to be a writer and younger me did write stories. And for some reason, I really shut that part of my life off after like age 10, and I never visited it again, and I kind of stowed it away and never wanted to touch the subject. But once my management brought up like, hey, have you ever thought about writing a book and going the publishing route first? It all kind of hit me so quick and so hard and so fast that I couldn't see anything other. And it was like literally in that second, blinders were put on me like a racehorse has blinders, and I couldn't see anything else other than just my book. And I started fantasizing and dreaming about seeing it on bookshelves and in airports and on New York Times bestseller. And that's my job. Like that is my job, is to write it, but also to dream. I fully believe that the reason you are seeing something so strongly in your brain is because a version of you already exists that has that, and you just got to make sure those worlds collide type of thing. I just went for it, and It feels so good. Somebody asked if I'm gonna write a sequel to this book. No, I do not plan on it. I do not intend on it. It kind of leaves it up to the reader to interpret what's gonna happen next. And I really like the place I ended this novel. And somebody actually asked a really interesting question, is if I changed my mind on the ending a couple times, or if I knew what the ending was gonna be like right off the bat. I knew what the ending was gonna be right off the bat, and it's crazy. Like, this story came to me so quick and it just flowed out of me. I literally wrote the screenplay while we were in COVID, like during the pandemic. I wrote it in, I think it was something like 28 days. Like, I wrote the screenplay in 28. I had never fully written a screenplay before, and I wrote it in 28 days. Same ending that I had on the screenplay is the same ending that I have in the novel. What is your most favorite scene that you have written? Okay, I can't tell you obviously what it is because I don't want to spoil so much of the novel for you, but there is a scene where Valerie is with a very special person. I guess you could kind of confuse it because a lot of special things happen at this place. I think you guys are just kind of gonna know what I'm talking about though. There is a scene that literally took me, it was literally like maybe a paragraph that I wrote on the Tower Bridge, the famous Tower Bridge here in Sacramento. It's the golden one. You guys can Google it. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's literally from the Capitol, my favorite view in the entire world. There is a scene where Valerie is walking with a very special person. And oh my gosh, it took me so long to get this paragraph because I literally had to like keep wiping my tears and just thinking about it. Like, I'm getting emotional. I don't know why. I literally wrote this passage like months, almost a year ago. I think about it and I get goosebumps. It is at the Tower Bridge. It is with a very special person whom she loves. And it hit me so hard. And it's probably one of my favorite things I've ever written up until this point. And then the very last 3 sentences of the novel that I adored, like of the actual story, not the epilogue or the prologue, whatever, of the actual story. Oh my gosh, writing them, I literally have it on camera, like how emotional it got me. And oh my goodness. Where is the story set? It is set in Sacramento, and I am so proud of that. I love my city. I will put Sacramento on my back no matter what. Like, I am 10 toes down for Sacramento. I love it here. It is truly such a special place. It has such a beautiful vibe, beautiful energy to it, and it has such a special place in my heart. It's truly like so California core without being California stereotype, if that makes any sense. While Sacramento has a lot of LA energy, it doesn't, and it's just something so pure about Sacramento, and I love it so much. So I had to put my novel here. I had to. And placing, I think, both of my novels here, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I just love it here. I love it here so much. What song or playlist fits your book the best? Okay, so I'm actually making a TikTok where I take you through, not through, but I kind of show you guys snippets of my playlist that helped me get through this novel. I will say, I need to look it up right now because I forget the name. I just know who it's from. Gigi Perez, Sailor. Look up that song. That song helped me get through the last few paragraphs. Oh my goodness, it is so beautiful and I could cry. Would you ever turn this novel into a movie? I would like, I need to really pick my words here correctly, Mary. I would like to turn this novel into a movie. Obviously, that's what it started off as. I birthed this idea through a screenplay. However, it has flourished in my mind is now I would love it to be a limited series. A la Normal People by Sally Rooney, a la Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. And actually somebody asked who my favorite author is and who my favorite like writing style is. And it is a mixture of, well, actually not really. Sally Rooney is hands down, 10 toes down, baby. I would be such a ran through bitch for her. Like, I truly would. Sally Rooney is my idol. Like, I adore her. I adore her storytelling. I love everything that she has put out. With so much of me, she could put a restraining order on me and I would get it. Like, I would understand why. I'm truly obsessed with her. Favorite writing styles, I would say I love me some Margaret Atwood. Love how she writes, even though we have pretty different styles. And I love me some Jodi Picoult. I really do. And there's another author too, I forget her name, but she wrote Fault Lines, which is such a good book. If you haven't read that book, Mary, it is so beautiful. It is so real. It is so true. It is so spicy in the best ways. What's one scene that you cannot wait for readers to experience? The scene I just told you about and the ending. I just love this story so much. It's been said time and time before, your first is never truly your masterpiece. You're only gonna get better from your first, but I really do have such a connection to my first. I'm just so excited. I cannot wait for you guys to read this novel. I'm hoping to release it on my birthday. What's the wildest place you've written or craziest time you've squeezed in the words? Okay, this is a really good question because I don't really have like a crazy spot. I get spurts of inspiration, especially because I literally don't live in the town where it's placed, but I come and work here quite a bit and I am surrounded by it, and I try to immerse myself in this city as much as I possibly can, and I've grown up around it and I basically do live here in a way. So I don't think that it's weird. I haven't really written per se in weird spots, but I've definitely taken out my phone and written out things on my phone, and then I transport that to the novel. So Brandon and I will literally be driving and I'll see something and then I'll have to write that idea down. I'll take walks to the Capitol with the intention of like just shutting my brain off, and I'm not gonna write, I'm not gonna touch my tablet, I'm not gonna open my laptop, I'm not even gonna bring my laptop. Like, I'm just gonna go out into the world and let inspiration be, and if it doesn't hit me, then it doesn't hit me. But then it just hits me, and then I have to just like write it down on my phone. So I don't think there's really like a weird place I've written. It's wherever I'm at. If I am near my phone and my notes app and some idea hits me, I'm gonna write it down. Shower thoughts are a real thing, Mary. Yes, indeed. Did you ever think about quitting, and what kept you going? Oh my gosh, did I ever think about quitting? Sometimes I think about quitting to this day and just letting this book exist on my laptop. It is so crazy. Like, I hate to be a cliche, but when they tell you that saying that's like the two most important days of your life are the days that you were born, and then the second one is the reason that you find out why. It literally is like that. It hit me so hard. Like, I'm telling you, the second that it was brought up by my management, like, have you ever thought about writing a book? And that's the only thing my brain saw, and it was like something leaped out inside me that was like, yes, like, do this and just be an author, be a writer, and surround yourself with writers and just immerse yourself in this world and just be that, do that. It hit me so hard, and it hit me painfully hard, to the point where I really was mentally like shooketh. And I've gone through the imposter syndrome. I still sometimes deal with it. I am afraid of what people are gonna think, and I know that negative comments are gonna come and they're gonna rock me, and just I want this to work out for me so bad, because it's one of those things that I care for so much because it matters to me so much, and I am so passionate about this and I want this to work out. And it's one of those things where I feel like if this doesn't work out for me, then what is gonna become of me? Like, what is gonna be my life purpose? Because I truly feel like this was my life's purpose, and I just want to tell stories. I really feel it inside me, like I'm good at it. And I think that's what really hurts the most. And maybe hurt isn't the right word, but it makes me so passionate about it because I know I'm good at it. This is the one thing I'm really good at. Then what is gonna become of me? You know what I mean? It's taken a lot of like mental work. It's taking a lot of building myself up. It's been a lot of talking myself up. It's been a lot of journaling and working with my inner demons and checking on myself mentally, because I truly feel like if a writer is feeling down, your words will capture it. And if a writer's in a good mood and in good energy and really inspired, your words will catch that too. So it's been a balance. How do you push through writer's block? I got a lot of questions like this. I got a lot of how do you push through writer's block? How do you get through writer's block? How do you deal with writer's block? I don't want to give you that ran through answer that I feel like everybody gives and their mamas. Like, it's so tired, it's so played out, it's so cliche. This whole, if you don't feel like writing, then you shouldn't force it. Because at the end of the day, yes, there are some moments where you should not push through and you should take a beat and step back. For example, when I was during my last weeks of my pregnancy that I did not feel great, and I had to physically tell myself I have little to no energy right now. I cannot expel this energy on this novel right now because one, it would be unhealthy. I don't have a lot of extra energy to give, and two, I know that I do not have the energy to write anything good right now. Going back to what I said earlier about your words catch the vibes and those vibes land on that paper, and the reader will feel that, and that's what I don't want. So I definitely stayed away from my first draft those last few weeks of pregnancy. I didn't force myself then, but on days where I'm literally just kind of like moping around, not doing anything, and I know that I would benefit from putting some words on paper, and I'm just not doing it because I am lazy or uninspired or what have you. You really have to learn to be discerning of those moments, because I really do feel in my heart of hearts that creativity should be seduced. And there are moments where you do have to just sit down and open up your laptop and open up those Pinterest boards and physically look at the world you've created, and sometimes that kind of spikes your energy. Or listen to the playlist that you've made to motivate yourself, the playlist that you have on your book, or sometimes make a mood board, or listen to an author who's already published, successful, making buku bucks off their story. Listen to another podcast to get inspired. Because if you were to just fall into this whole idea of, well, I just didn't feel creative today, so I didn't push through it, or I just didn't want to force myself today. Sometimes you do have to force yourself. Sometimes you do have to push through it, and sometimes you do gotta seduce them words, baby girl. Sometimes you really do gotta put on Pony by Genuine and see what happens in an author kind of way. What made you finally start writing this book? There's this mental image that I kind of live by, and it is, and feel free to steal this mental image, but obviously cut out and airdrop you into it, because it's very customized to me. I had to sit down and really look at my life at 80 years old, but I also had to look at myself right now. Well, obviously not right now, because I started writing this book 2 years ago. 28, 29-year-old Gloria. I had to picture her going to 80, 90-year-old Gloria. 90-year-old Gloria being like, so what did we do with our life? What's the haps? What's the hot goss? What's the chisme? What did we end up doing? And me knowing that 80-year-old Gloria is expecting buku amounts of things, and writing and telling a story is on top of that list. And I really had to picture myself just kind of standing there and being like, I'm sorry, I just did not have the guts to do it. I didn't have the strength. I wasn't fearless enough, and I'm sorry. And that shook me, because at the reverse of that, I did picture myself going up to 5-year-old Gloria, who is so excited and so full of life, and is so what did we do when we grew up? What did we achieve? And for me to tell that cute little brunette girl with the huge eyes and the lashes up to God that Jesus up above blessed her with, for her to look up at me and me be like, baby girl, we wrote a book. We wrote plenty of books. We told stories, and these stories were put on pages, and these stories were played on screens, and your name had the words author, writer, and creator cemented next to them. And I think about her looking up at me and being like, what? And that really got me going. I'm gonna continue to do more of these. This was so much fun. This was so nerve-wracking. Thank you guys for submitting your questions, and thank you guys for being nosy, because pretty much thank you for caring is what I'm saying. Caring is cute, and you guys are cute.